Hello. Good
How are
morning.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
You know, I'm old and I'm full of arthritis. Are you dolled up to go somewhere today?
Not really. I mean, I'm
Yeah, really. I see it.
not really.
Yeah.
Like, I don't wear makeup because I can't even see it. So I'm like, what's the point? You know?
Yeah, but that's the point. Cause goddamn, you'd get noticed.
Hmm. Nah. Not my agenda.
No, I meant if you put it on yourself. Hang on one
Yeah.
sec.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm just saying that it would be attention for the wrong reasons. I think that would be.
Yeah. 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 See, I get enough attention walking around with a giant poodle all the time, so I don't need
That's
any.
true.
I don't need any more.
That is very true. Hey, you know
Yeah.
the drone? Have you seen the drone stuff in New Jersey?
Yes, all over the
Okay.
country, actually.
Well, so now they're saying, I saw this thing last night, and I have no idea, but you're way more into that shit than I am. They said that in New Jersey, some radioactive material was stolen from a cargo container, and they're using the drones with gamma search, like to try to find the radiation from the.
Radiological surveys, they do them. That's why I wrote in the chat after or before every big event. They're
Mm,
searching for like radiological weapons,
yeah, yeah.
seeing if they can find anything before, because that's the best way to search is with drones. Who'd have
Yep.
think it, right?
Right. Well, now, but the government's not saying, yeah, somebody stole some shit, but it's coming out. But I mean, why
Hmm.
would you say if you said that you'd be causing mass hysteria, wouldn't you?
Probably. And I mean, you'd get the crazies coming out of the woodworks, and you'd have to deal with that as well. They just don't wanna. So,
You know, I don't know if I told you this, but there's a nuke off Tybee Island, like 10 miles from me.
ooh,
That's like it's on the beach somewhere, like right off the shore. They don't know. In the 50s, a bomber was going down, and they had to dump the load, and it's still out there. They can't find it.
seriously?
Yeah,
That's
look it up.
scary. That's
Oh
scary. I don't like
yeah.
that. I don't like that at all. I
No.
mean, we're in Vegas. People used to sit on top of the casinos here and watch them do the nuclear testing.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, and they have like a whole field out here, and you can see the craters of all the bombs going off. It's nuts.
What?
Yeah, in the 50s, they used to do that. It's wild.
Wow.
I know.
Is that close to Vegas?
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
I know,
What
right?
was the name of the place where they did all the detonations? Los Alamos?
I can't remember. I went to
Yeah,
the
I don't know.
museum once, but I forgot.
Jeez, oh man. Now the more I look out at the world, the more I just like my dog. That's
Yeah, I
just
know,
it.
right?
Yeah, it
Dogs
is.
are great. I like my little worlds with my
Yeah,
dogs.
man. So
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
going on with your pooch? They're not going to give you one now?
yeah. Yeah, well, okay. So two things. I must admit to something bad that happened this week because
Excellent.
that's what mentorship is, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, it is. It is. I got it. I must admit my sins.
All
Um,
right. Go ahead.
so Cindy got into the trash this week.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. And so it sucked. I was ticked. Um, but what happened was I left for work. My brother, my dear brother, I love him so much. He did not tell me that he was not working from home, and he always watches her on Tuesdays. But he
Got it.
wasn't. He went into the office, so the poor dog was home by herself for 12 hours. No one
Yep.
let her out or anything. It's a long
Yep.
time. And my assumption is she got bored, and she wanted
Yep.
something to do.
Yep.
And typically, if I'm going to be gone all day, and I know I shouldn't, it's a
Yep.
stupid thing to do, but I will either kennel her or I will put the trash somewhere where I know she can't get it. But I didn't do that this time because I thought my brother would be home. So
Right.
she got in there. It was everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's a toy box.
yes, it is a toy box. She dragged. I actually called my boss and I got home. I'm like, I gotta work from home tomorrow if you'll let me because it is bad and this dog is gonna implode from the inside out.
Yeah.
Because she got into, I don't even know. It was just bad.
Yeah, whatever was in there. Yep.
Yeah, I know there was like bacon grease and stuff in there.
Nice.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
so she spraying gravy?
I was amazed. I don't know. This dog does not have a good stomach. She was okay. I don't know how. I know she ate
Wow.
stuff. So I called it a Christmas miracle. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, it
Talk
was.
about a nuclear explosion.
I know it was bad, and I was ticked. But then I was also like, well, I have to be blamed too because this is my bad for not having taught her well enough to stay away from the stupid trash. And I'm amazed that she did it because we have one of those trash cans where like you'll wave your hand and it'll open and then it'll shut
Yeah.
instantly. So
Yeah.
she had to learn first how to open it and then second
Mm.
how to dig in it while the thing's going to shut in like 10 seconds. And she
Yep.
still managed to get all that stuff out. I would assume when it shuts on her, it would correct
That,
her. But
sure.
she's somehow got everything out of it. So,
Okay. So here's how I want to fix this. So your dog is now defeating technology
yes.
to use the trash, the automated trash can, as a food dispenser.
Yes, she is.
Am I wrong about that?
No, you're right. And I think she tore up everything she took out.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah.
She's just an angry little hussy.
Yeah,
But
she,
but
freaking
but
brat.
I'm gonna recommend that you get a snuffle mat and some of these toys where the dog can enrich itself because what the dog,
Oh my gosh, stop it.
well, no, what the dog needs, you see that digging and that all that problem
Oh my
solving,
god.
that's what the dog needs. Is it's
Uh-huh.
telling you it's not getting enough
It needs more
enrichment. It
enrichment. It
needs more.
needs enrichment.
Being a guide
Shut
dog
up.
for 10 years. I'm saying they make these little balls, right? That you can put treats in, and the dog will push it around the house. And every once in a while, a treat will come out.
Oh yeah,
That's
popsicle. Oh yeah.
but that's not at all like using your trash can as one of those machines, like a treat and train.
Yeah.
Like you do you understand? Like you want me to encourage this behavior
Right.
with
No.
with that? Okay, so
It's
let's get it. We're
bad.
gonna get an electric collar.
Yeah, we're
And
gonna
when we
zap
see
her.
the dog near the trash, we're gonna
Every
fry
time.
the brakes off her every time.
Yeah, she won't go
She's not even
near
gonna
it.
come in the kitchen anymore.
Her tail will be tucked so tight.
Right. So how would you go about not enriching the behavior but not turning your dog into a glowing hunk of radioactive material?
Well, I want to give her a source correction because I know my corrections this way never work the way I want them to. But I need to think of what would be a good source correction. I don't know. I almost thought getting like one of those little mats that'll zap them when they put their head in and giving
do
her
that.
something like that where she goes, she opens it herself, and then she gets a nice little zap on her nose.
Well,
You know?
the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set it up to get video because I need that video. I need that video. And here's why I need the video because I want to see how the little fucking bitch is doing it.
I do too.
I really do. Like I would tell you, put peanut butter in there, put salmon in there, put everything she likes in there. Set up a camera that she can't see. Have someone with vision do it.
Yep.
So then you have it facing there, and we're gonna see how this bitch is defeating dog-proof technology.
Yeah. Yeah. Because she's doing it. And she got out a lot of stuff, so she perfected the technique.
Right? Yeah. What you're saying is she made multiple thefts.
Absolutely, she did.
Right. So
Yeah.
she knew the combination. She knew the code. How did she learn that?
I don't know.
Let the games begin. Did you know that just 15 minutes of mental stimulation is equivalent to 30 minutes of physical stimulation for our dogs? One of the best ways to offer mental stimulation to our dogs is to let them play with puzzles. So today I'm gonna show you my growing puzzle collection that my dogs always play with, and I think that your dogs are going to like as well.
Right. Cause she remembers. She's clever girl. You know what I
She's
mean? Like so
very smart. Yeah, and it
right,
sucks.
But my point would be, why would we recommend enrichment to a dog that's taking enrichment liberties with machines that are far more complicated? She's already at that level.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is
And
an
then-
old dog. So
Right. And then so people, that's what I mean is, and this is something I found, Sky, you kind of started me on this. But then I'm running into other students who have kind of the same thing but different.
Right.
People I guess it just never dawned on me that people don't understand that you can make a dog uncomfortable to learn a lesson.
You really should make a dog uncomfortable to learn most lessons. At least.
Well, I have people now. The more I get newer people coming in, the more they're like, wait a minute, I don't know if that's okay. And I go, what do you mean if that's okay? Like, so say Sky was eating the trash and we put a
Cindy.
Fuck. Do you know how many students I have with the dog's name Sky?
I know. It's bad.
So
But go
just
on.
do it. So all right, no, we're gonna do a behavior modification thing. So you got to modify my behavior. So make an unpleasant noise when I do that.
Okay,
Like,
I'll do the Caesar Milan thing.
no, then I'll be handler aggressive. Don't do that.
Okay.
Just say, yeah. I don't know. You got to figure it out. You're teaching me here.
I'll think about it.
Yeah. So the whole thing, the dog is defeating the system.
Yeah.
And going to get toys that teach the dog how to pick more locks? What are we doing with that? Why can't we just say no? But people are told that's mean to stop that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to, I mean, how do you explain to a human being that the other human beings they trusted to give you advice about this other animal are not based in anything but repeated marketing and pseudoscience for the last 20 years? So that's what's become popular. But what the dog needs is it doesn't matter if it's popular. The dog needs it. Well, now, if I was just thinking about if Cindy would get into the trash repeatedly, and they would say to you, here's what I want you to do, people would go, that makes a lot of sense. That does make, the dog is trying to tell me it wants to be a scavenger. I'm going to keep going with that and buy some toys to get the dog to scavenge. Or I'm going to punish. Or I'm going to put the trash up. Well, that's the dog making you change your behavior. So I think what scares people is saying, how would you change the dog's behavior in a lesson way that gives the dog a single learning event that this is bad without being present? That's your homework.
Right. Yeah.
Not enrichment or frying the dog, or I mean, how about we just like try to communicate? Can we do that? I don't know.
Well, it's hard too, because what you're saying, I had an interesting chat with a friend this week, and I was trying to understand, because we were talking about a behavior where a dog was jumping on someone, and she said, well, I would redirect it. And I said, well, I would correct it. And she was like, well, I don't like correcting. And I'm like, well, why not? It teaches the dog not to do it. That's so clear. And then we got into this big old conversation where she had worked with the trainer, and the trainer used all the correction methods, and it was like a retired cop or military guy or something. And she said it made her dog extremely aggressive. It was a horrible experience. She went 4 or 5 times. She said her dog would just shake and tail tucked and try to run away and whatnot. And she kept going back because she thought it was the best thing. And so through a very bad experience, she thinks that corrections aren't right because she's had such a negative, consequence from using them. But just like positive reinforcement too, like you can do it wrong. It doesn't mean that the method itself is wrong or it can't be used in a proper way. It's just there's so many bad people out there using it incorrectly.
Yeah, it's funny because it just brings up so many alternate universes that I shoot off to. I'm actually working on this video now where the husband, this is from 15 years ago, and it's a video of a full evaluation that I did. She's a diva.
Yeah, she's a diva.
Where did you get her?
From Arkansas.
Oh.
She was shipped up here in a truck.
Rescue dog online.
So she eats socks?
Yes.
She eats socks and blankets.
Blankets, socks, pencils, whatever she can get her mouth on that will make
And
you chase
it's definitely to be chased and yelled at.
She likes it.
They say dogs are like their owners, my friend.
I'll take her underwear if she'll chase it.
That's a little personal, but okay. I would too. Pretty lady, that's good. Barking at us for no reason.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, like if I sit on the computer for a second, she doesn't like it. So,
Right. Oh.
so she'll bark at me and jump up on my lap and not really bite, but put her mouth on me so her little teeth are scratchy and
Yeah,
pointy.
yeah.
And just even grab my clothes and bite on my clothes and pull me.
So it's not for no reason,
She wants
Right,
attention.
right,
right?
right.
And I was trying to do a demonstration on what my process is.
Right.
And so there's this dog, and the husband's like, he's a cool guy, but he's like, I'm not fucking putting up with bullshit from this dog. He'll go, down. I fucking said down. And then he'll push the dog into the down. It's just a
I've
little
seen
dog.
that.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And so he gets what he wants, but that if the dog's not on leash, he has to chase the dog to get it to do the down.
Yeah.
Well, the wife is, I mean, remember this is 15 years ago. The wife is just as soft as milk toast.
Uh-huh.
And she's, I'm going to ask the dog if this is okay. And so now the dog's starting to bite her and him.
How
and it's
conflicting.
Right. So it also gets the sweet affection, like kind of motivational thing from the husband. He's like, when he's in front of me, he's like, come here. The dog's like, fucking do not trust that. Because
Yeah.
at home, Papa's been drinking, right?
Right.
But he's trying to put on his best face for me. And I can see it. And then that's going to wear off because he thinks he's got to get the result, not teach the lesson.
Right. Like I
So-
used to think too.
Right. So it's a very Keeler kind of way. But then you've got her, the lady, who's a great lady, but she's got this purely positive mentality, and she doesn't want to make the dog uncomfortable to the point where the dog is biting her, the vet, the groomer, the kids, and the husband.
Right.
So I take this video that's like 40 minutes long, and I was going to send it to you and Jen, and to just every answer is there.
She looks like when the kids come in the door from
Sit.
school, she looks
Sit.
for, she goes rifling through the backpacks to try to grab a paper and run.
Okay.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Well, a lot of dogs do that not for attention, but they do that because they're anxious and they pick up things. I have a dog that will still do that. When someone comes in the house, she just picks up a shoe.
Yeah.
Just wags her tail, just picks up. She's old now,
Yeah.
so it's different. You know,
Yeah.
before it was woohoo, you know,
Yeah.
the zombies around the house just going crazy, but it's different, yeah. Why did you get a dog? Kids wanted a dog for a long time and to add to our family. Do you see your dog as a child in some ways? What ways do you see your dog as a child?
Well, I'm protective of her. I don't want her feelings hurt. I care that she has good experiences. I want her to learn things.
Are you that kind of mom?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hey, I know.
What are you gonna have?
oh God, you guys are all messed up. Yikes. So if Taffy's upset
Yeah.
because she doesn't want to do something,
Stop.
like right
Like
now
this,
the dog's
yeah.
getting upset.
She wants to go see the.
I want to like nurture her.
You
I
do?
want to pet her and hug her
Okay,
and
so
calm
you're
her down.
how old are your kids?
5th and 7th grade.
Well, how old are they?
12 and 10.
Yeah.
12 and 10. So you say, do your homework. And they
Sit.
say, no. Do you nurture them?
No.
No. See, that's a grandchild, not a child.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's different. It's very
just
different.
like all treats and fun and men.
Yeah, fairy farts and rainbows. Yeah, it's not like that. Okay.
No.
Every answer is there. It's simplicity itself. You watch the lady change, you watch the guy change, you watch that I changed the dog, and then now you live this way. Stop living the way you were living.
Right.
Stop doing what you were doing because that got you here.
Right.
I'm not telling you to do it in a sense that I want you to do it mechanically by rote. I don't want you to just keep doing this every day and then go back and do the other bullshit. What I'm saying is when the dog needs to be corrected, you have to be there to correct it. The husband is there to intimidate it. And again, he's not a bad guy. It's just I don't know how to communicate this fucking thing, and it's gonna do what I'm gonna fucking tell it to do.
And Daddy talks a lot to the dog. Okay, have you ever seen first? No. Dog okay, kennel a few times on vacation.
Yeah.
Where's your dog sleep? In our daughter's bed at night. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna take an ottoman.
She has an ottoman that she likes to sleep on.
Right, who knows?
Big square padded thing. It suits her just fine.
She bit the vet the first week you had her?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we first got her, she
Sure.
was really afraid of everything and everyone, and we had her about 2 days or 3 days, and Ryan took her to a
Sick.
vet, and he didn't warm up to her at all, just put her on
Yeah,
the table.
basically
He
didn't
did it.
reach his hand out or anything to let her sniff him or anything, just like put his hand on her chest, put his hand on her back, and she just reared up, freaked out, peed everywhere and bit her.
Why should he put his hand up?
Well, he's never met her before, shouldn't he introduce himself to her so she could smell him?
No,
No? I
No.
would think that would be a normal reaction to
no,
the dog smell.
it's a doctor.
Yeah.
You come in, he's got a job to do, he's
Yeah.
gotta do it. She shouldn't pee by being touched by a human being in an appropriate way.
Yeah.
She shouldn't lash out by being touched by a human being in an appropriate way. Think of someone in a wheelchair who doesn't have social skills.
Yeah.
They should be able to come over and pet her, right?
Right, yeah,
Well, the vet's easier than that.
yeah.
You see what I mean? And
But now she would do that, but then I think maybe we should have waited or something, because she had just been in
Stop it.
the
no,
No,
no.
'cause
The
she-
dog catches up to your life, not you catch
Yeah.
up to the dog's life. So that was probably a very beneficial thing for her, was you're trying to make it so the dog never gets stressed, ever.
Right. That's a point that he's made to me.
Yeah, you
And
can't.
he's encouraged me, like, I took her to Cape Cod in
Yeah.
the car. We
Yeah.
went to a road race with like kids all over the
Yeah.
place, and everybody wanted to touch her. And
Yeah.
I was nervous, but she did great
Well,
for a whole weekend.
That's probably a little extreme,
Yeah.
and great is, but you can't. Does nature teach positively or negatively?
Negatively.
Yeah,
Right, consequences.
sure. Does she have consequences in her life?
When she's with me, she does.
What are your
Yeah,
consequences?
where are they?
Well, I mean, if she acts up, then I put her down. I have
You put her down.
I
What does that
have
mean?
whacked her a few times on the side. She's being naughty or whatever.
Okay.
Um,
What does put her down?
like I'll push her down and
Oh
say
yeah,
knock it
yeah.
off,
Don't
that
do
kind of
that. You'll
stuff.
break her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's pretty tough.
No, you'll break her. Those legs are really spindly.
Yeah.
And they're when you're driving a dog down.
Because if it does it once and then the dog doesn't do it again to the guy, to the person like that, they think the dog is stubborn. And they don't understand that the only thing the dog is getting out of this conversation is movement. It can hear all this, but it's like it doesn't understand any of that.
Right. Yeah.
Now all of a sudden this guy's happy because he's in an eval, and then he's like, no, you're gonna fucking down. And you'll see him go, like he pulls up a couple times like, you're embarrassing me, dog. And the dog's not even trying to embarrass him.
Right. He's there because he knows the dog needs help, and yet he's embarrassed when the dog is proving, exactly what he's looking for.
She believes the dog needs help,
I see. Okay.
but she doesn't want anything but purely positive help.
Yeah.
And I have to be careful because I'm teaching him corrections. When you teach someone who's already crossing the boundary how to correct, you got to be on them. You got to be like, that's too much.
Yeah.
That's too much. That's too much, because they want to go that way. Just like someone who's purely positive, unless they see what they're doing. Like if the guy can see that his correction was too high and then he can get better results by balancing that out. And she can see that her corrections were not enough and she can bring that up to where the dog respects her. Then
Right.
everybody's speaking the same language. But
Right.
the dialects are always different person to person. And then it's situation to situation. Like, well, I don't have time to take the dog out today, so I'm just going to let it out in the backyard. So the dog goes out in the backyard and the husband goes, come. And the dog's like, fuck you, I'm staying out. He's never been really trained.
Right.
Now he goes to chase the dog down. The dog chases back in the house. He's pissed at the dog. That's going to come out on the next correction
Right.
to the dog. And so where if the husband makes a hard correction, she's going to be even lighter in her corrections in the future because she feels bad from what the husband corrected. So you've got this, if you don't see what is happening, reading the dog and understanding that your behavior is the one causing the problem, exacerbating the problem, and the only hope to solve the problem, then you're fucked.
Can I see you do a little bit of obedience with your dog?
Sure.
Okay. Does she have any obedience?
Well, I mean, she sort of knows some commands, sit, stay,
All right,
not
let me-
very well though.
Let's
She's
see,
working on
come
it.
out here, come on here.
All right, let's, come on, with me, come on, with me, with me. She's,
Go ahead.
with me, Taffy, with me. That's what I do when I walk her or something.
Yeah, don't do that.
Come on, this way. All right. Good girl. Okay, sit, stay.
Okay, now stay and leave her, till she'll stay.
Probably not here.
Yeah.
Sit,
He can put her
Stay.
in front of her.
stay.
Hey, puppies.
Bye.
Looks at you.
Okay, you can pick her back up. And just put her in a down in the middle of the room. Okay, great.
Come here. Okay, down, lay down. 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 All the way. Good girl.
Okay, and leave her there.
Okay, stay.
All right, let me see mom do obedience.
Okay. What did I do? What did I do? Okay, let's see, what can I do? Okay, sit, sit, sit. Good girl. Give me a paw. No, sit.
Well,
sit.
how about what he did? Same things.
I don't do lay down ever. See how she does that?
Yeah. I do.
Okay, sit. Sit, honey. Sit. Sit. Sit, Taffy. Sit. Good girl.
Move around, April, so you can see.
Okay.
Get closer.
I can't make her lay down.
No, go ahead. Try. I want you to make sit for her.
Make sit. Okay. Come here, Taff. Okay.
I figured out the
Sit.
zooming in thing.
Sit. Good girl. Can I have your paw? You give mommy your paw?
Okay.
Paw.
Okay, that's cute, but can you show me down?
Can you lay down? Lay down? No, I never do that.
Okay, but can you get it done, is what I'm asking.
Okay. Sit, Taff.
No, down.
Down. Can you lay down? Can you lay down? Lay down. Lay down. Good girl.
Okay, can you walk around with her a little bit, like a heel?
Come on, Taff. Come on, Taff.
Okay, come this way. Now, Tuffy! Tuffy!
Tuffy, quiet.
Come on over here, come on over
Come on,
here.
Taff. Not now. See the dog. Come on. Come on, Taff.
Okay, and
Very
sit.
interested. Okay. Sit, Taffy.
There you go. Make you sit.
Sit, Taffy. Sit, honey.
And see how you're holding her there?
Yeah.
Relax. And see how you're bent over? Yeah, just let her be there, okay? And now down again for me?
Lay down. Lay down, Taff. Lay down. Taffy, lay down. Dogs. Taffy, lay down. No, no, lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Good girl.
Okay, and you can take her back over there. Okay, so
this video is from 15 years ago, and it shows exactly that. Like, it's just, look, I'm gonna put it up and go, here you go. What more do you need from me other than a little coaching?
Right. Yeah.
But we have to get through bullshit trainers who overcorrected the dog with your friend.
Right.
You've had that.
Yeah. I have. Though luckily I backed out quickly when I saw it. But yes, it's
Same
taking
guy?
advantage
Same
of
guy?
desperate. No, I assume not.
Okay. And then it's not taking advantage. They think that's the way, Sky. They don't have another way. They believe what they're doing because it's been validated by other people.
Right. Yep. Yeah, exactly. And they say, I mean, and it's taking advantage of desperate people too. Right.
course.
My friend was desperate and the behavior needed to be stopped and she didn't know what to do. So she went to someone who promised that we can fix it.
Right.
So-
And so that's the other thing. I can never promise you anything, but I'll be honest with you.
Right. Right.
Everything's up to you.
here's the deal. You're a force in nature and a bulldozer.
Okay.
okay, and intimidate. You're gonna go down,
Yeah.
and I mean it, and you pressure.
Yeah.
Tell me if you feel this. Do you feel the pressure?
Yeah.
Yeah. You intimidate, and you are. Can you go outside in the rain? Because sugar melts. You are so soft that the dog sees you as a squeaky toy. Do you see it? So if I play this video back for you,
Yeah.
what you're gonna see and you're gonna get better results because there's leadership there.
Yeah.
There is no leadership there. Look at this dog. Come right in and see that.
Yeah, I can see
So what you have is
No.
you have fear here
Okay.
Okay.
and
Tap.
respect.
No.
Okay?
No.
I don't want
No.
the fear, but I
Right.
do want the respect.
Right.
And what you have here is a dog who is disobeying you and you're petting it, who you do all the work for and you pet it. You see what I mean? So you go down and the dog bites you and bites you and bites you and bites you, and maybe 2 or 3 minutes later the dog finally downs and you go, great job for ripping me a new one. I love that. So what you have is a very confused dog.
Yeah.
Because dad's business and pleasure. Dad will get down and play with the dog. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the dog goes like, is he been drinking today? Or is he gonna, what the hell's the matter with him? And the dog has 100% trust in you that you are not going to make it uncomfortable at all. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you mind if I work with your dog a little bit?
No, please
Okay.
do.
I can show you that with your friend, and this is why I brought this up, with your friend, she didn't question anything. She jumped into it.
Yes.
And then the dog had some side effects. But I'm curious to see how clear she is at home. Because if you're not clear at home and the dog comes home and you start doing that shit like he did, the dog's going to go, I don't know what is happening right now. And then the person gets the guilt, or they keep going because they're not getting the result, and then they get the guilt, and now they just completely drop their boundaries. But then they go back to class and they start that whole process again. When you go to a one-dimensional trainer, you're going to get one-dimensional tools and skills. That's the problem. So when you see the trainer, it's easy to blame the trainer.
Right.
It's easy to blame the vet. It's easy to blame the daycare. It's easy to blame the toys of enrichment. But you're buying them and you're going to these places.
Yeah.
Well, that's the industry. The thing is, if you just looked at the dog and the more, this is the big thing. This is what I was going to say to you about the younger people. The more tech savvy they become, the more they go away from actual human laws of nature,
Right.
which are the same as the dog, which are same as a water buffalo, a snake. It's basically comes down to survival of the fittest. If you're intelligent, you win. And who's the teacher, who's the student? And opportunism. It's just those things. But we don't want to think like that anymore. And they don't think like that. People don't think like you and I were talking about confrontation. Everything's confrontational to someone that doesn't ever do confrontation.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Everything's scary. Everything's offensive.
So
the Wild West.
How the fuck can we change that? Well, that's why I wanted to put this video out there, because it's just, I don't know. I guess I'm banging my head against the wall online, because I can't just show people this video and say, look at this, you'll get everything you need.
And this is going to turn into a bite it, this dog.
Yeah.
Because when you have no rules with you and trust issues with you, the dog's going to start biting you hard. And this is a baby dog. This isn't an adult dog. Okay? So I'm a little bit worried. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I want you to watch. Mama, I am not going to hurt your dog.
Okay.
Okay? Do you believe me?
Yes.
Okay. What I want to show you is how the dog thinks. Okay? And one of the things, you didn't come from word of mouth, which is how most of my clients come. So you're just meeting some guy off the internet. But that's what we deal with, is problem dogs all the time. Okay? So we understand why it's happening. Now we got to take a step towards fixing it up. The dog, if you watch the dog, just does what it wants. You see the nose is down? I want to check everything out. And that's perfectly fine with you, right?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah. So if your kid said, hey, I want to go to that store across the street and Route 202 is right there, would you go ahead? What would you say?
No, you have to wait for me.
Or-
Go another time.
Right, or there are specific rules to do it.
Right.
There are no specific rules to this. So let me just slide in here. I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Give me an obedience command that the dog will obey for you, Mama. First time, every time, 100% of the time, even under distraction.
No, there aren't.
How does your dog let you know that it has to go outside?
Barks at us.
And what does that
stands
mean
by
in
the
her
door.
mind?
Let me outside.
Open the door, monkey. And what do you do?
I open the door.
Who gave the obedience command?
The dog.
Who followed?
I did.
The monkey. What does the dog do when it wants affection? With you.
Barks at you, bites you.
And what does that mean in the dog's mind? What does that mean in the dog's mind?
That respond to that.
Pet me, play with me.
Right.
What do you do?
I try to pet her.
And play with it.
Yeah,
And so who gave the obedience command?
the dog.
And who followed it? The monkey. And what does the dog do when the dog wants to play with a toy?
Goes and gets a toy.
Yeah,
plays
gets
with
a
it.
toy.
Doesn't bring it to you? Says
No.
chase me, chase me?
Yeah.
Yeah, well you just said the backpack, the dog goes and grabs the
Oh,
backpack.
yeah, yeah.
And so the dog grabs in the backpack and runs around and says chase me, what do you do?
Chase it.
Well, we did for a while.
Yeah.
But recently we
Try and
tried
stop it,
to
but it's
ignore
difficult.
Okay, so who gave the obedience command to chase?
the dog.
And who followed it? Say it. The monkey. Because they see us like monkeys. They see us as monkeys. They don't think human being like you do. They're like, this is awesome, you know? It's like a gorilla with a kitten. You know what I mean? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply a little dog logic to this. Because when you hear barking and when you see chasing and when you see all the symptoms that you have are symptoms. But the problem is that you're trying to take a living being on this planet and make its life absolutely perfect. So what happens, that's a stress-free life. What happens when you have a stress-free life? You have a neurotic dog because it doesn't know how to deal with stress when the stress comes up. And you are stress, and you are fairy farts and rainbows. So you see, it kind of confuses the dog, okay? So watch, going that way, come this way. Not talking. You guys talk. Dog doesn't understand a damn thing you're saying. So watch. Come up. I stop. Okay, dog goes into avoidance, gives me a little robot. Watch right through the dog, watch. And see that little bit of stress? The dog goes, ah! And just freeze, right? Because you get out of the dog's way most of the time, right? So watch. And see the dog, when the pressure comes, that's from you. When the pressure comes, see the dog go away? If you re-look at the video I shot earlier, you say down and you're bent over the dog and the dog's licking. Crap. Crap. And it does it,
Yeah.
and then you praise the anxiety. You go, yeah, be neurotic. Daddy's an intimidator. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's hard. It's very hard, you know. But it's what I'm going to tell you from the dog's point of view. So watch now. We're going to work on a little trust here. That's all. And trust is every time you make a decision to go somewhere, I'm going the other way. Notice I'm not going wham on the dog.
Yeah.
See, look, stress. Dog can't handle the stress. Back up. See the licking? That's pressure. All I'm doing is walking.
Yeah.
Okay? Sit. See, run away. Can't run away. See the dog take that flight option when I said sit?
Yep.
Sit. Did you see it just for a quick second? Okay. So now I'm going to leave. Let's see if the dog leaves. Yep. Dog comes. Watch. Sit. And see, back up again. Did you just see it? Sit. Dog says, no, paying attention over there. You got to give me something. And what the dog's going to do is offer a sit. Watch. And when your obedience is there, when you guys do obedience, the dog will do what I call a push-up or a sit-up, which is sit, good job, and you press, you praise, 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 praise. So the dog kind of just jumps up and it's done with. So you're asking for minimums when you really need maximums, right? Yeah? Okay. So watch, I walk. What I'm trying to do is get this dog to understand. Sit. Nope. Sit. See, every time I stop, the dog wants to back up because people do this in the dog's world. They grab at the dog. Yeah? Like this, you see? It pushes the dog away. So the dog goes, I don't know if that's going to be good or that's going to be bad. So the dog has a little bit of that anxiety when pressure is put on. Sit. So I'm just trying to take away that hesitant step backwards because we want the dog to trust. Sit. Now we're trusting a little more. Why? Do you see why? Because the dog put its back towards me instead of took its front away from me. Do you see? Just a little bit more. Sit. Now watch the hand come down, okay? It's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Ah! Sit. So the dog learns to just avoid pressure unless the leash is on. That's why they're running around, because if the leash isn't on, you have no control.
Right.
You have just no control.
Yeah.
So the dog shouldn't, is the dog off-leash obedience trained?
No.
Well, it shouldn't be off-leash. Not ever, till it's trained the right way. Sit. And that's coming to and sitting, which is better. Okay, watch. Sit. Boom. See how it's just subtle that the dog, when I said sit before, ran away. And that's okay with most dog owners because, like, she doesn't know you.
Yeah.
She doesn't know you, and you're a big, fat, scary guy with halitosis. It's not good. So what happens is it doesn't matter.
They have to unlearn what they've learned. They have to get out of the cult. They have to realize they may not want a dog or they shouldn't have a dog. There's a lot of truths that come with that.
Yeah.
And when you're unwilling to change, and that's always been the way since with dogs, is that people don't want to hear it's them. They just want to know how it's shit in my house. How do you do it? Well, here's how you crate train. Well, I'm not going to do that. What else you got? So someone came up with wee-wee pads, and someone came up with pheromones, and someone came up because people refuse to do communication the way the dog needs it. They do it the way they want the dog to want it, and that's the problem.
Yeah, has to fit with their mentality and their lifestyle, and not what the dog actually sees as reality, which is unfortunate because that's when you get all the problems. But you
know
can't
what's funny?
stop people.
No, you can't. They have to come to you. But if you put something out there that you hope someone can understand, because if I just put this out there, which it's been out there, it's been out there, it's been on YouTube, it's currently on Patreon in a different format, but this is just uncut, what I found, right? And so I want to go back and do something with it.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people aren't going to be, they're like, what? That's wrong. I mean, they're watching the dog change. They're watching the people change instantly. Because when you clear up the bullshit communication and they all go, holy fuck, dude, that's not the same dog. Yeah, I know, because it is the same dog with your bullshit communication.
So have things with the dog, get a little hand problem there, that's okay, that's not bad. But as the dog starts to learn the way you're communicating, see the sniffing? That's all avoidance behavior. That's a dog. Sniffing is akin to doing this, somebody not paying attention to you know? It's not that the dog's interested in anything particular, it's that the dog's saying, I'd rather not deal with you right now. So when you get sniffing and licking and all that stuff, that's a dog who's going like, I don't understand what you're saying. I'm married, that happens to me quite a bit. So if you watch, sit, and see no jet, no taking off, okay? So I leave. Now, when you guys talk in you're with me, you're really just talking to the dog, hey, and you almost have to grab the dog's face to get the dog's attention.
Yeah.
Well, they communicate much more efficiently than that. They don't need someone to grab their face, they just need you to apply it the right way. but there's a lot of talk. And Mom, I thought he talked a lot. You talk. Whoa, my goodness. Sit. Sit. So when you have a dog that understands, the dog doesn't feel the need to bite you. So you're sending mixed messages to the dog. The problem, see, I'm not using flight as an option. Look. And see, that touch is that unsure touch, you see? So biting, let's see if we can get the bite out here. See, this is all just, I don't know what your hands are going to do. Because one minute they're pointing, the next minute they're snapping, the next minute they're smacking, the next minute they're pinning to the ground, the next minute they have a cookie in them, the next minute, it's just very confusing for the dog. So, have I hurt your dog? Have I showed you that there's a little bit better way to do it? I don't know yet. I want to see. No, Mama. You're not my problem. You'll get it. You're smart and a leader, so... No. Now, hang on. That doesn't mean it. What I mean by that is, and you should say, Chris, what do you mean by that? What I mean by that is that your heart blocks your intelligence. It absolutely stops your brain from working. You have a brilliant mind, but you stop it with this gigantic heart, right? Let's hug it out. Okay, here we go. Ready?
It's the same. That's go ahead.
No, well, I was gonna say it's very interesting because you are divisive even when you don't mean to be in the dog world. Because I was telling someone because we'll talk about this in a sec, but I'm telling people I'm thinking about maybe going like a private trainer or owner training route with my next dog, and I was telling people how I know you so well and how I've now like complicitly trust you, and they were like, well, why? So part of it was I was explaining how Sydney had separation anxiety, and they're like, well, how did you get over it? And so I explained what we did and why we did it, and they're like, this guy is wrong. He doesn't know what he's talking about. You might have gotten the result you wanted, but it doesn't mean that he's right, and you should get far away from him. And I'm like, why? Why? Like, you've never met this person. You don't even understand what I'm saying in terms of what the dog has learned. Why would you feel that way? But you're just so different. Well, you're so different from the rest of what the dog world says.
No, honey, I'm the same as the dogs. Everybody else is different. That's so just think about that. That's heresy. What you're coming into. That's heresy.
Right.
People think it's witchcraft.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so don't look at the dog.
Okay.
If the dog, now see how this is a handle. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. If the dog's on this side, your leash is on that side. Okay?
Okay.
It's just that simple. Belly button.
Okay.
Try really hard not to look at the dog.
Okay.
All right? You want to look at something good looking? Look at me.
Okay.
All right, come on.
You just want me to walk.
Walk. Power. Back up. Where's your hand?
This way.
Belly button.
Okay.
Back up. Nope. Let's go in this box right here. Back up. Don't look at the dog.
I did.
There you go. Walk forward. Switch hands. Back up. See that hand come out? Yep. I'm testing you. Go forward. Is this killing you?
It's pretty hard. So
Is it hard?
It's not terrible.
Back up. Power. Walk forward. Switch hands.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have you stop right there. I just want to see something else. You all right?
Yeah.
Walk to me. What'd you do?
Kind of saw where he walked.
And walked around the dog. Okay, so if I tell you, in this situation, who's in charge, you or me? Okay, ready? Watch. Who's in
Right,
charge?
yeah.
You are? Okay. Who's in charge? Now remember, I'm not kicking you.
Right,
and I'm not hurting you.
Right.
But who's in charge?
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So those little subtle body language things, we do body language all the time. We do it all the time. So if I say to you, That's a hand gesture. That's a hand gesture. My wife. It's two completely different things. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Like right now, you're enormously uncomfortable because you're eating your face and you're like this. Do you see? So I know, but the dog can see that too. Here. So walk in there. Nope. Handle. Yeah, let it go. Walk, 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 walk. I'm telling you, you're gonna be shocked when you finish this. I'm telling you. Keep coming.
Okay.
Just trust me.
Okay.
Let's see those pretty lips. You're like eating your face. Back up. Relax. There you go. Pop. Little pop. Good. Forward. Little pop. Little pop. A little more kinetic energy. Back up. Hold the handle now. Handle. Give a little pop and come forward. That's a pull. Give up.
Okay.
Back up. Back up. Pop.
Like that.
Pretend it's him. Switch hands.
No, really. I'm liking this.
The dog would be dead then. Back up. Now lift on your leash just ever so slightly. Lift up your leash. Reach down on it. Now you can come away from the handle. Nope, too far. Yep, now lift up. And wait. Lift a little more. And just wait. Just wait. When the head goes up, the butt will go down. So don't, now this is the dog throwing the temper tantrum, so you gotta stick through this, okay? A little bit up. Don't follow the dog. Stay right there where you are.
Okay.
Just wait. Now say the word.
Sit.
Relax. Relax completely. No praise. Have you ever seen a dog praise another dog?
No.
Well, fix it again. Make her sit.
Same way.
Yes, ma'am. Say it.
Sit.
Relax.
Because that's what it comes down to, Sky, is that Randy Hare has an expression. He said, "Don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining."
Right.
And so when someone says to me XYZ, the internet stops us from ever getting to any conclusion. They don't want to be at that conclusion anyway.
So for the first time, the dog has a little bit of respect for you. And the dog isn't trying to get away from you or trying to disrespect you. So what I would like you to do is do that one more time for me. Just go over and pick up the leash. Dog's chasing a fly.
Yeah.
And just put your handle back where it was. Remember the whole exercise in the box? Walk forward and pop. Switch hands. Beautiful. Back up, pop. Pop, yeah. Good. Good girl. Come forward. Pop. Yeah. Stop. Make you down.
Make it
Sit
down. Down.
Now see the dog push the dog
Yeah.
back because she's ignoring you. Yep. Now say down.
Down.
Now quick. Oh, you late?
I know, yeah.
Right, do it again.
Okay. Down. Down. Down.
Now make it happen with the leash. See, you're kind of pulling up with the leash and down is the command.
Yeah.
So pull down with the leash.
Down.
Don't pull across your body. So you let me help you. Watch. If you do this, yeah, no, and see you want to whisper, watch. Down. And the dog does it.
Oh, I
You
see.
see what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So think about, actions speak louder than words. So if you're going down, down, the dog's like, okay. So that's what we want to see. And when the dog puts its, see that? Where I said, no, that's not what you can do. And now we go back to the position. Watch here. You know, see? You should.
You can just think of it like a mama dog. What would the mama dog do?
That's how you become a nurturing mom to a puppy. They have to know where their boundaries are, and you're a good mom. So you should be able to say, hey, no more. Think of it this way. If you had like a 16-week-old puppy that was going up to feed on the mother and she had enough, they're weaned, what would she do? Would she go, no, my teeth are not available, the bar is not open. But I know it's funny, but can you see that the dog would be very confused about that?
Right.
So that negativity is clarity to the dog. The dog goes, why didn't you tell me?
Right.
Because your body language is saying, play with me, bite me.
Right.
And we want to send the message to the dog, have some respect for me. Okay, so one more time, and let me just see it. You're doing great. Handle on the leash. Handle side, dog side, there you go. Pop when you need to, pop. Come up this way. You got it. Back up. There you go. That's fine. No, don't apologize. You did great. Forward, hand on your belly button. Pop. And make you down.
Down.
Now make your leash. Remember we talked
Oh,
about
yeah.
that?
Down.
Okay. Take your hand away. Did the dog bite you?
No.
So you can't do it? You just did.
Yeah.
Okay, you high five.
But if they're in front of me, I will say, and this was our club motto in Maine, I said, don't tell me, show me.
Show me.
Well,
Right.
I gotta go get my electric collar. No, do it without it. You do it without it. Give me the leash. Every fucking 10 fucking times out of 10. It's just, it's always the communication. It's
Yeah.
always the person looking for results. It's always the person trying to make the dog happy. Whatever the market, the social media is fucking poison for your dog.
Right.
And this new pseudoscience and all these things that your friends are believing, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. That's the result of keeping people in a place where they can't even see nature and common sense and reality. Well, he got lucky doing it. All right, that's fine. I did. What else did I get lucky with? The Who's
Right.
video?
Yeah.
The award, what else did I get lucky with?
Every
And let me
single
ask you-
client you've worked with?
Right. So
Yeah.
what do you want me? Well, that's not true because sometimes the clients freak out
Sure.
when they finally get to the point where they realize, holy fuck, he's right. I got to change. Then they lash out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not willing to go into the trenches to try to proselytize to people. There's no way. You can't. Plus, how do I look? I became an old white man at the exact time when being an old white man had zero
Yeah.
benefits.
Not cool.
Right. So you can only have people who are curious.
Yeah, I mean, most of the people I know are in the guide dog field or related, right? And it's tough because, like, I know someone who just got a puppy wanting to raise it as a guide dog, and I was trying to help her out. I was telling her, some of the things I knew, and, like, she's just, there's so many, like, I'll tell her something, and then she'll link me something from the internet that says the opposite.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I
I'm-
can't go on the internet.
Yeah,
So-
I
stop.
can't. I can't.
Stop. You can say anything you want. I have
Yeah.
thousands of hours of footage of me working with people and them saying, I was told to do it this way. And I said, well, that's the problem. That's why the dog is this way.
Right.
And they'll go, well, look online. I go, I don't have to look online. Did you look online? Yes. Did you do it that way? Yes. Your dog's fucked up.
Yes. Exactly.
Did you do their method consistently? Well, no. I said, well, then don't blame them.
Right. Right.
So, because what I'm saying is people can get by with Keeler. People can get by.
I did.
There's nothing there. You don't have to be a dick about it. A dog's going to have a good life with some Keeler behind it.
Right.
But the problem is it doesn't have to be that Neanderthal
Right.
to a lot of people. And I think more and more people's boundary is to just freeze and go fetal because
Right.
they've never had to explore the defending yourself option. They've never had to say, look, I'm not taking anybody's shit anymore.
Right.
And so if the dog is pushing boundaries and your boundaries don't look like boundaries, but they look like rewards, you're just asking to be a punching bag for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Tough. That's when people get bit.
Can you clip her nails yourself?
She fights me. I do it,
Look.
but she fights me.
And so, yeah, but see, that's the thing is that's creating more mistrust.
Right.
You see what I mean? So scruffing like right here, like this is a temper tantrum. This is not cool. Yeah, it's not. She's gonna bite something.
Yeah.
I know.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Stop. Ouch.
She's gonna bite you. I don't want her to bite you.
I get bit all the time.
That's part of the job.
You see? So when you have a dog like this, you have a dog that says, okay, I will do what you want when things are my way.
Yeah.
But when things get to be, Dad's clipping my nails, Dad's pinning me down, Dad wants to take a tick off me, it turns into
Yeah.
an alien abduction.
Yeah.
Where the dog's like, what are you doing? And
Yeah.
freaks out and learns to bite, and that's the
Yeah.
flight equation gone in.
Yeah.
She sometimes will sit when you want to bite, get the ticks off her.
She's better than she was when we first got her,
Yeah.
but she's got a long way to go.
Of course,
We need
but
to do it the right way.
it's going to be when you do shots. It's going to be when you do nail clipping.
Yeah.
It's going to be anything that causes pain. The tick is almost a relief, where it's like scratching an itch, where the dog's like, oh, that's so much better.
Yeah.
But with the nails, they don't get that. They don't understand. Stop. And see, if she gets put down for this, like if I drop her,
Yeah.
she learns to use it as a tactic.
Yeah.
She's got good teeth.
Yeah, thanks. I hadn't
I
noticed.
probably knew that, but.
Stop. Stop. And see, I'm not pinning down.
Yeah.
I'm holding the scruff like a puppy, and I'm
Yeah.
waiting for the body to relax. But you see how this stuff doesn't freak me out? This would freak you out. This would get you very upset. And she needs to have that fixed. You can't,
Yeah.
you can't just avoid it. If you avoid the problem, it never gets fixed.
Yeah.
So what I'm looking for is that the dog understand, hey, come here. No, can't leave. No, can't leave. You can't leave. Says, I want out. Because, why? Not because the dog's afraid of me. Why?
Because she
Can't
wants
do
to be
her
the
own
boss.
thing.
She can't get her
Right,
way.
right.
That's
She
what it
wants
is.
to
She's
be
like, well,
boss.
bleh, you.
Yeah.
And that's what she wants. This is why you have all the skill of a dog trainer,
Yeah.
but you have one fatal flaw. You have testosterone. You have all the skill of a dog trainer, but you have one fatal flaw. You have emotion. And so empathy. I would say it's not even sympathy, it's empathy.
Yeah.
And that's cool. You need those both because it will stop you from abusing a dog.
Right.
And both of you are very intelligent and you can see when it's explained to you. But what I want to do when I see a dog like this is I want to keep doing this in the right way. You see how I couldn't do this before? And now I can, because the dog has to go through that Rolodex of what's wrong in order to understand it doesn't work. But we have to teach you how to do it the right
Right.
way. Where do you guys live?
In Wales.
Wells.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we did, I mean, is it true that some dogs, they're just like easier than others?
Sure. Some kids are.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the big thing in Maine, don't shit in my house and come when I call you.
Yeah.
That's it. If a dog can do that, great life.
More people are happy there.
Yeah.
I used to live in Acton. At Springvale North, people don't come to dog training. They just shoot it. It's done. Boom. See you later. Get rid of it.
They're done with it, yeah.
Yep. From Sanford South,
Yeah.
they'll train it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just, oh, let it go in the woods or give it to the shelter or,
Families or
yeah,
somebody,
whatever.
yeah.
Yep. It's a very different approach. It's more country up there and more city down here.
Right.
I like the city approach a little better.
Yeah.
The people who come up and they have dogs that squint and they go, somebody must have beaten the dog. They just make it up. They
Yeah.
fill in the
Yeah,
blanks.
I
right?
know, yeah.
So what we have is a dog who we just expect that the dog get into the family and listen to the family life, but we're not explaining the rules the right way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Questions?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, it is a totally different
Well-
way of communicating, because that's communicating like a
Well,
person.
and it's a totally different way of communicating, and that's all we know. See the stress. You can feel the dog shaking.
Yeah.
You can feel it. So if you soothed right now, if you were like, it's okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
What do you say? Yes,
It's good to be nervous.
be afraid. Rip my
Yeah.
face off.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's what mom wants to do. But what I'm doing is saying, no, you just can't leave. That's all. You have the choice to leave. I'm not going to hold you there, but you can't leave. So the dog learns, and people go, that's so mean. Okay, you want to treat your dog like a kid.
Yeah.
Let your kids do whatever they want to do. You know, they're 18. Hey, Mom, it's your daughter.
Yeah.
I want to go to a frat house. There's going to be crack, heroin, male strippers, and heroin with a lot of guns and explosives. Can I go?
Dear.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. That's what parenting is. Parenting is telling your kids what they can't do, not telling your kids what they can do. They'll figure out what they can do. You have to tell them what they can't do, you see? So see, the dog now is trying a new tactic, which is, I'll lay down and look cute and then scum right off his lap, you see? So what we're doing is we're saying, you have to deal with it. Now when the dog's in the right mindset and not afraid, now I can gently touch and reinforce this.
I wanted to make a point too, is that Chris, his leash is relaxed. He's not keeping the dog there.
Right.
Where I see often people, you're trying to keep it tight and keep her there. That makes her want to go more.
Yeah.
When
It's
you're-
a thing called opposition reflex. They have a reflex to oppose input. So if you pull back, you're coiling a spring that wants to go forward. That makes
That's what I was
sense?
gonna ask, is should we continue using that type of collar, or should we change?
She's easy.
Yeah.
She's easy. And you guys are wicked smart. So
Yeah.
even you, It's just that it's the emotion that really is going to be the hardest part of that. I mean, we're in a world now of purely positive dog training because people emotionally can't see a dog uncomfortable. They don't like to see a dog uncomfortable. I don't like being uncomfortable either, but I know when I'm uncomfortable, I'm about to get challenged, and then my level of comfort grows. Well, the greatest gift we can give a dog like this, any dog, is to speak their language. And when we speak their language, they're like, oh God. If I just started doing the rest of this evaluation in Dutch, you'd be like, the hell is he talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So does it make sense?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
And I encourage people to have an evaluation at another place because what they're going to do is get out cookies. And what they're going to do is do false positives. If there's no respect, there cannot be any obedience. But you don't get respect by driving them to the ground, and you don't get respect by being a doormat. You get respect by speaking their language in the proper way. I mean, this is a great dog. Really.
She's very cute.
Is she very cute?
Yeah.
Questions, comments, concerns?
Now she's very relaxed and
Well, I mean, I feel like I understand the difference, so it's like putting it into practice and then putting it into practice with 2 kids.
Well, kids are easy. Easy, easy, easy.
You think I'm bad, you should see our daughter.
That's fine, but kids are easy.
It's very
Kids are in
how,
school.
how old is your daughter?
13 next month.
So's my son. Kids are easy because they're students. They'll do what you tell them to do. What you'll find is that when you're doing the wrong thing at home, if your kids come to classes, your kids will go, Mom,
Yeah.
he said not to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
The kids
Yeah,
will
that's
actually
right.
be better at it than you guys will.
Right.
Kids are not, and be
Yeah.
inclusive, not exclusive. So what we say to the kids is, this is the way it is. This is the dog trainer. But if you're worried about making the kids upset, then you get the same problem that you do with the dog.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about.
Look at that face. She's like, I'm not worried about making them upset. Screw them, little bastards. Yeah, no, you know what I mean? I have 3 kids, I understand. But that's kind of the attitude you need to have with the dog as well. I love it when people say they look at their dogs like kids. They don't. They look at them as infant grandchildren.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
They should look at their dogs as a child of their own, provided that but there are parents out there that just spoil their kids and give them no rules too.
Oh, you smell like butt.
She's very cute.
You are adorable.
That's what's hard for Mama, right? That she's so cute.
Exercise and stuff. Does she?
I don't care about exercise right
Yeah,
now.
okay.
Not right now.
Well, it's not appropriate to set boundaries anymore. Like if you're looking at like societally, you're kind of seen as I don't know, a jerk. I have no idea. Yeah. Hi.
Have we met?
Yeah. I know. But it sucks because like people will judge you for sticking up for yourself.
Oh yeah.
That's not
Yeah,
right.
but that's fine. No, it doesn't matter. I just got to do it. That's on them, then.
Right.
My problem is that they're brainwashed, and they're a lot of dog people are very troubled people. There's something in dog training that happens when people finally see that the animal can communicate with them, not the way. So I think people they've been told to believe. And literally it sounds like I'm insane. It sounds like I'm
Right.
absolutely insane.
Yeah,
but
it does.
But I can tell you that if I played this video for you, you watch this lady who says, I can never correct the dog. She corrects the dog and she gets obedience. And she's only working the dog 5 minutes. And then the dog's trying to bite me. And I go, you can't bite me. And the dog's like, well, why didn't you fucking say so? And the husband's being too heavy. And I said, I don't need you skipping around, throwing glitter everywhere, but you got to stop being a dick.
Right.
And he got it. And you watch the dog just fucking change. The dog's like, thank Christ, someone's, God.
Yeah.
Man.
I actually get what they're trying to tell me. Yeah.
Right. Or just stop what you want the dog to think. Stop projecting your political correctness, your wokeness, your Reiki, your energy. Stop your look, I love that you're into essential oils and you're an herbalist and namaste, but your dog's going to be like, "Nah, I'm going to leave." You can't fucking do that because that's for you. But then I told the husband, I said, "You're actually going to get better results." And he said, "Why?" I said, "Because the dog respects you." Fear is the wrong kind of respect, but your dog needs to think you can kill it, and that dog definitely thinks you can kill it. Right. Now, you don't ever play that card again because this dog weighs 13 pounds and you don't need that. Right? So it's all real talk to people. And then what happens is they come in and they're talking to me, and it usually doesn't go great. This one went fantastic because the people really wanted to change because their kids were getting fucked up, right?
Ooh, yeah, that's when I'd get rid of the dog. But yeah.
But see, here's the thing. They'll get rid of that one.
And get another one, and the same thing might just happen. Yeah, you're right.
And then they'll get rid of that one.
Yeah.
They go, "I'll tell you what, I want a Mercedes this time, and I want beige interior." You can't do that. That's the base code of the dog is dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about purely positive. It's not about the quadrants. It's not about Keeler. It's not about electricity. It's not about purely positive. It's about the dog's base language. And you have generations of trainers who don't understand the dog's base language and don't understand the base language of humanity.
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately.
And so,
look at where we are with dogs.